So we've pretty much covered the fact that you're well-rounded when it comes to handling the legal aspects of it, as working as an actual city constable and actually working as a bail bonding officer, serving the people. So that gives you a little bit more leverage, because you're experienced.
Yes.
You know what goes on. So it's a seamless process when you get back into it. Is that what I'm kind of hearing?
Yes, actually I worked on both sides. I worked in the agency as the jailer in the jail who did most of the bonds at the constable's office when we would do like a 24-hour roundup.
Okay.
And basically what that was, people would come in to take care of bench warrants.
Right.
And they would start at like 6 in the morning and I would work until 12 midnight. I was the only person inside of the agency who could work the jail, the bonding desk, the control room, and just make sure everything flowed the way it was supposed to flow. So in doing that, I learned bonding inside the agency. And then once I left out of the agency, I opened up a bail bond company. And I was a bail bondsman who would go and bond people out of jail. And that way I have both sides, the inside and the outside of it. I know the roundabout of everything dealing with bonds.
You can fix the problems because you've been there and done that.
Yes, I can.
That's very admirable, and it can be appreciated.
Yes, ma'am.
The other thing we would like to talk about is the D.A.R.E program.
Yes.
We are aware that D.A.R.E exists in our schools. D.A.R.E is very important when it comes down to our children.
Yes,
it is what teaches them how to stay away from drugs. And you have the experience of the D.A.R.E program.
Oh, yes.
You also have the experience of dealing with children as a school bus driver. What an impressive resume you have.
Yes,
so tell us a little bit about your D.A.R.E experience.
Okay. With the D.A.R.E program, I love it. I love children for one. So when they offered me the opportunity to go through D.A.R.E training, I immediately took it because that's something that I wanted to do. And in getting into D.A.R.E, it's a 2-week training class. It's an easy class, but it's a hard class because it's easy to learn it, but you have to stay at a hotel for 2 weeks. You have to learn lesson plans. Like you get up in the morning, you go to class, you learn their lesson plan. By the time you come back to class the next day, you have to be able to teach the class that they gave you that morning in class.
Wow.
And a lot of people don't make it. Some people didn't make it because it's just so much you have to do. A lot of people couldn't keep up. But I was the one student who received an award for the most outstanding team member because it's about, I want to say about 6 people to a team, and we were the green team. They had red, green, yellow, blue. We were the green team. We had one guy on our team who was having a hard time. He was struggling. And I was the one person in the class who said, nobody's going home. When I finish studying, when I do what I have to do, we meeting in the lobby and you will not go home. And we didn't lose anybody on our team because I made sure 2, 3 o'clock in the morning you up doing lesson plans. And we would go meet in the lobby. We would meet in one of the little meeting rooms at the hotel. And the class was here in Baton Rouge, but I couldn't stay at home. I had to stay at the hotel. And we would get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and we in the classroom, we studying, we making sure nobody go home on our team and everybody graduated. So,
like I think I mentioned it earlier, that's a very impressive resume. You can actually sit back and look and say that, we're confident in Terrica Williams holding this position because of her experience.
Yes.
Not just classroom education, not just certifications. You have embodied what it takes to be a city constable because you've lived that life.
Yes, ma'am.
And you've embodied being a leader with your D.A.R.E program in class because you've lived that life. You also embody dealing with children.
Yes.
And you know the entire process.
Yes.
What I want to touch on is your willingness to make sure right is right.
Yes, ma'am.
And right has never wronged anyone.
Yes.
You were wronged by the constable's office.
Yes,
and you had to right that.
Oh,
and you're here running for a position to tell the story.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. Being that I was the first female to be promoted to sergeant over the jail at the constable's office, I took this position because I love to be able to help people. I was doing the work, I knew the work, I had the training, I had the experience. But once I was in that position, challenges came, changes came, obstacles came, and things that the previous male sergeants were able to do, I wasn't able to do it. I was running the division the way it should have been ran, even when the lawsuit was filed, because I had to file a lawsuit, of course. Once the lawsuit was filed, EEOC came in, they did an internal audit, and they spoke with several deputies that worked inside of the agency. And the question was asked, what type of supervisor is she? Well, she's a supervisor that's about across the board. She's with the book. She makes sure you follow policy. She makes sure you follow procedure. She's a supervisor who will help you. She will work with you to make sure it's done. And EEOC asked the question, okay, is that good or bad? And some deputies said, well, it's good, but then it's bad. Because when you're a great supervisor and you're doing what you're supposed to do, a lot of times you get the negative because you're doing what you're supposed to do. And if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, then everybody is okay with you. But when you're doing your job, you will have people who don't want to see you doing that job. So, I mean, this lawsuit came, we filed a lawsuit, we went through federal court, and of course I won my lawsuit.
Say that again.
Yes, I won. I won my lawsuit in federal court.
Okay, so let's translate that to everyday terminology.
Yes, ma'am.
Law enforcement is generally looked at as a male career.
Yes. Oh, yes.
It is. And we have to meet the requirements that every male meets.
Yes.
And basically what you were asking is, I worked, I did what I needed to do to obtain this commission and my badge.
Yes.
And I want to be treated and paid fairly.
Yes.
Plain and simple.
Yes.
Took them to task.
Oh, yes.
And you won your case.
Yes, I did.
And the public can rest assured that whenever something is unfair,
Yes.
you will see that the wrong is made right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. And that's the thing. I didn't stand up because it was a male-female issue. I stood up because it was wrong.
It's an issue.
It was an issue. It was a wrong.
Right is right, and
Yes.
right has never wronged anyone.
Yes.
That's a saying I heard back in my day, and I think it's befitting for the moment. I think we've pretty much covered everything.
Yes, we did. I thank you too.
I look forward to seeing you on the corners with your sign, promoting yourself, being in touch with the people. Look forward to each and every event, and we look forward to everyone turning out at the polls.
Yes.
Tell everyone how they can donate to your campaign, because we're crunch time.
Oh yes,
It's a win-win situation. It's win-win
Yes,
time.
it is.
So we need to donate. We need volunteers. We need a little bit of everything to happen between today and November 6th.
Yes, ma'am.
What is it you need? What can the public help you with besides selecting number 54 on the ballot?
Okay. That's the thing. When I joined this race, I jumped in. I was like, this was my passion. This was something that I like to do. And we joked about it. And we were like, girl, one day you're going to be the constable. I was like, whatever. So it came to pass. I qualified. I joined the list to run for this position, but I jumped in head first. Grassroots campaign, walking the streets, knocking on doors, trying to meet as many people as I can. But of course, campaigns can be costly. They can cost. And we need yard signs, we need push cards, we need radio advertisement. It's a lot that campaigns can cost. So what we're asking the public, if anybody want to donate and be a part of this, they're welcome to donate. We have a Cash App account. It's Terrica for Constable. Or you can dial 225-250-8103 and you can make a Cash App donation. You can write checks to Terrica Williams Campaign Fund and you can give us a call. Someone on the team will pick up the checks. You can do anything from $5 to $2,500. We don't care. Any amount is appreciated. You can't do more than $2,500 because that's the ethics law. You can only, one individual person can only donate up to $2,500.
I love this.
Oh, yeah.
Right off the top of your head.
Oh, yes.
Keep going.
So anybody who wants to be a part, we also want volunteers. If you want to volunteer your time and come out, we still have work to do. I mean, of course, from the street and the talk is we're leading the race. And I believe in my heart that I am leading the race because I put the work in.
You're leading the presence for sure.
Yes. Oh, yes. So if you want to come out and walk streets, knock on doors, we have fun. We enjoy ourselves. We get in groups and we just walk. We go through neighborhoods. The people are really, really great as far as receiving what we have to say. People are still calling, we need signs. I need a sign in my yard. I need somebody to come to my area. A man actually got mad at me. He was like, you haven't been in my area yet. I'm like, sir, we're on the way. He called Friday and Saturday we was in his area. So people want to see us. People want to know what we're doing. And I want people to see me because this is who I am.
Give us your email address and your phone number.
Okay, the email is terrica.4FOR.constable@gmail.com. My personal phone number is 225-266-4236. Has always been the same and will continue to be the same because I'm transparent. The campaign phone number is the 225-250-8103 number. You can call either line and you should be able to reach someone.
Okay. Contact that email address and that phone number.
Yes.
We'll get you signs and we'll get you signed up to volunteer.
Yes.
Or receive your donations.
Yes, ma'am.
It has been a pleasure.
Thank you. Remember, November the 6th is the election day. We've already passed early voting. Early voting turned out pretty good for Team Terrica. But election day is November the 6th, and we need everybody voting. We don't want people not to vote because they feel like my vote don't count, or I'm just one vote. If 10 people said I'm just one vote, that's 10 votes we're losing. So we need everybody voting. This is something serious as far as voting in general, because, voting is your right.
Yes, it is.
That's your right. People died for this right so that you could have this right. So exercise your right. Go to the polls on November the 6th. Show up. If you vote for me, I appreciate it. If you don't, I still appreciate the fact that you did vote. Vote for somebody. Exercise your right. But at the end of the day, vote for number 54, Terrica Williams, City Constable for the City of Baton Rouge. A new vision, new direction. Thank you.
And she's the perfect person
for
the job.
Thank you.
The experience
and
expertise.
Yes, ma'am.